Palau, a stunning archipelago in the western Pacific, is much more than its crystal-clear lagoons, limestone islands, and coral reefs. It is a living mosaic of cultures, histories, and migrations, each contributing to the vibrant society that exists today. This island nation is home to multiple ethnic and cultural groups, including the indigenous Palauans, Filipino and Chinese communities, Carolinians, Japanese, South Asian migrants, and expatriates from Europe and America. Each group has a unique story, rooted in history, survival, and the pursuit of opportunity, and together, they form the dynamic social fabric of Palau. Understanding these groups is not only a journey through the island's present-day culture but also a walk through centuries of interaction, colonization, and migration. Housing, land ownership, and community structures provide a window into the way these groups live and interact, reflecting both their traditions and adaptation to modern life. The Palauan people are the original inhabitants of the archipelago and represent the majority of the population. Their lineage can be traced back thousands of years, long before any European or Asian contact. Traditionally, Palauan society is matrilineal, meaning heritage, clan membership, and land rights are passed through the mother's line. This system gives women significant influence over social, political, and economic life. Land, one of Palau's most precious resources, is typically inherited from maternal ancestors, with each clan responsible for maintaining sacred sites, agricultural lands, and fishing areas. Palauan villages are traditionally organized around the bai, a large meeting house that serves as both a community center and a political arena. These structures are often intricately decorated with symbolic carvings representing clan history, spiritual beliefs, and ancestral connections. Historically, Palauan villages were largely self-sufficient. Fishing, canoe building, and agriculture were central to daily life. Families lived close to one another, with social hierarchies and clan relationships dictating responsibilities and resource management. With the arrival of European explorers, missionaries, and colonial administrators in the 18th and 19th centuries, Palauans began to adapt to new governance systems while maintaining core cultural practices. Today, Palauans continue to engage in fishing, subsistence agriculture, and increasingly, tourism-related jobs, which provide a bridge between traditional lifestyles and modern economic opportunities. Housing in urban centers like Koror ranges from $200,000 to $500,000 AUD, while in more rural or outer islands, smaller homes can cost as little as $100,000 AUD, reflecting both land scarcity in urban areas and the value of maintaining close connections to traditional lands. Notable clans, such as the Ngazonsang and Jeremish, still hold significant social influence, hosting ceremonies that attract visitors and reinforcing the cultural continuity of Palau. The Filipino community has played a critical role in Palau's development and cultural richness. Migration from the Philippines to Palau began during the Spanish colonial period, when both islands were connected under a broader Pacific trading network. Over time, Filipino workers arrived seeking economic opportunities, particularly in agriculture, construction, healthcare, and education. Today, Filipinos are deeply integrated into Palauan society, often serving as teachers, nurses, chefs, and business owners. The influence of the Filipino community is especially evident in food culture, festivals, and communal celebrations. Filipino cuisine, with dishes like adobo and pancit, is widely enjoyed across Palau, while annual events such as Flores de Mayo or Sinulog-inspired dances provide both cultural preservation and entertainment for the broader population. Filipino families often face housing challenges due to high real estate costs in Koror and other central islands. Many choose to rent modest suburban homes or share accommodations with extended families or co-workers, with average rents ranging from $800 to $1,200 AUD per month. Despite these challenges, strong social networks help the community thrive, offering mutual support and opportunities for cultural continuity. Over generations, some Filipino families have purchased property, establishing small businesses and integrating fully into Palau's social and economic systems. Their presence has helped shape Palau as a multicultural hub, blending indigenous traditions with immigrant influences to create a uniquely Pacific society. The Chinese community in Palau has a long and storied history. Chinese traders first arrived in the 19th century, drawn by opportunities in trade and labor during periods of regional expansion. Initially engaged in commerce, fishing, and small-scale agriculture, Chinese settlers established networks that allowed for sustained economic presence across Palau. Over the decades, Chinese Palauans became entrepreneurs, owning shops, restaurants, and hotels that catered to locals and visitors alike. Their influence extends beyond commerce into cultural preservation, as families maintain traditional festivals like Lunar New Year and the Mid-Autumn Festival, while also integrating elements of Palauan culture into their practices. Housing among the Chinese community varies widely. Many families invest in urban property, with homes ranging from $300,000 to $600,000 AUD, often in areas with high foot traffic or near commercial centers. Others reside in suburban or rural areas, balancing affordability with access to business opportunities. Notable Chinese Palauan families, such as the Ng family, have maintained prominent roles in commerce while participating in philanthropic and cultural activities. Their story is one of adaptation, entrepreneurship, and the careful blending of heritage and modernity, demonstrating how a small community can leave a lasting impact on a nation's economy and culture. The Carolinian community in Palau is smaller but equally significant. Originating from the Caroline Islands in the Federated States of Micronesia, Carolinians migrated to Palau seeking better economic prospects, safety, and the preservation of their cultural identity. Carolinians maintain their own language, which is distinct from Palauan, and organize community events that celebrate traditional dances, songs, and navigation skills. Canoe building, fishing, and crafts remain important cultural markers, and many Carolinian families live in multi-generational households to support the passing of knowledge and traditions from elders to younger generations. Housing for the Carolinian community is often modest and family-oriented. Many households share space between multiple generations, creating vibrant community hubs. Housing costs vary based on location, with properties in Central Islands costing between $150,000 and $400,000 AUD. Social networks are strong, with elders guiding both cultural practices and daily life, ensuring that migration does not mean cultural loss. Over time, Carolinians have integrated into Palauan society while maintaining their distinct identity, forming a bridge between traditional island practices and modern opportunities. The Japanese community in Palau reflects a more complex history. Japanese settlers arrived during the early 20th century when Palau was under Japanese administration. They introduced new agricultural techniques, trade networks, and urban development, leaving a lasting imprint on the islands. After World War II, many Japanese were repatriated, but some families remained, and others returned over time. Today, Japanese Palauans engage primarily in tourism, culinary arts, and cultural preservation, hosting events that highlight both Japanese and Palauan heritage. Japanese Palauans tend to invest in properties that showcase scenic views or historical significance, with housing values ranging from $400,000 to $700,000 AUD. Their settlements are often in urban centers or coastal areas that facilitate business opportunities, while still respecting traditional Palauan land structures. Japanese festivals, such as cherry blossom celebrations or oben ceremonies, enrich Palau's cultural calendar and attract both locals and tourists. Families like the Nakamura and Fujimoto clans have established long-standing businesses, demonstrating resilience and adaptation through generations of political and social change. In more recent decades, Bangladeshi and Pakistani communities have emerged as important contributors to Palau's workforce. Primarily migrating for employment in construction, hospitality, and service industries, these communities are smaller but growing steadily. Their presence reflects Palau's expanding economy and the demand for skilled labor, as well as broader migration patterns across the Pacific. Community centers and small cultural gatherings help maintain connections to their heritage, including religious observances, cuisine, and music. Housing for Bangladeshi and Pakistani workers often involves shared accommodations or modest rentals, with monthly costs ranging from $500 to $800 AUD. Despite challenges related to integration and space, these communities are forming supportive networks, ensuring that newcomers can find social cohesion while contributing to Palau's development. Over time, some families have purchased small properties or established businesses, signaling a longer-term commitment to life on the islands. American and European expatriates also contribute to Palau's cultural and economic landscape. Drawn by diplomatic roles, development work, and business opportunities, expatriates often bring expertise in governance, environmental conservation, and tourism management. Many reside in upscale villas or rented properties, supporting local employment and introducing cross-cultural exchange. Though numerically smaller than other groups, expatriates play influential roles in shaping policy, business practices, and community initiatives. Housing costs for this group range widely, with premium properties in scenic locations costing upwards of $600,000 AUD. Despite its small size, Palau thrives as a culturally diverse nation where traditions, migrations, and modern development intersect. The interplay of indigenous Palauan practices with Filipino, Chinese, Carolinian, Japanese, South Asian, and expatriate influences creates a rich, dynamic society. Migration to Palau has been motivated by a combination of economic opportunity, safety, education, and the desire to maintain cultural identity, while housing trends reflect both adaptation to urban scarcity and the preservation of community structures. Palau's major groups, Palauan, Filipino, Chinese, Carolinian, Japanese, Bangladeshi, Pakistani, and expatriates, each play a vital role in the nation's identity. Their histories, cultural practices, and contributions illustrate how even a small island nation can sustain a vibrant, dynamic population. Festivals, traditional ceremonies, cuisine, and family structures all contribute to a sense of belonging, resilience, and pride. Housing, though often a challenge, demonstrates the adaptability of these communities as they balance affordability, location, and cultural needs. Palau is more than a tropical paradise. It is a living cultural mosaic where history, migration, and modernity coexist. From the ancient Palauan clans to the vibrant Filipino markets, Chinese businesses, Carolinian cultural festivals, and Japanese heritage celebrations, every group adds a unique layer to the nation's story. Newer migrant communities and expatriates continue to enrich the islands, weaving their dreams, traditions, and innovations into Palau's social fabric. The balance between tradition, opportunity, and community ensures that Palau remains a remarkable example of cultural diversity thriving on even the smallest of islands. Exploring these communities not only reveals the beauty of Palau's people but also the resilience and harmony that allow a diverse population to live, work, and flourish together. Comment if you would like to live here, and subscribe for good luck.